Hi Aries, welcome back. Aries, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I was meditating on the collective Aries energy and I got a very fiery type of vibe coming through, okay? Which, no surprise, Aries, you're a fire sign, right? But it's a little bit more temperamental than usual, so watch that during this time frame because I feel like this is kind of what I got, just feeling totally fine, maybe being in an okay mood or maybe even a good mood, and then someone saying something the wrong way or parking in your parking spot, or it's just immediately, boom, you snap, like that, like that type of temperamentalness, where it just kind of comes out of nowhere. You kind of even take yourself by surprise maybe at your reaction or the speed of your reaction. I'm just feeling like it's 0 to 100. There is no pause in between. It's just trigger reaction, right? This just could be a blip on the radar, somebody pulling out in front of you and then you catch yourself cussing them under your breath or something, or that's just an example. I'm not saying you're actually doing that, although some of you maybe. But it could also be as big as big triggering events, someone who has the ability to trigger you really going there or you really going there with them. So I feel just be aware, of that energy. I'm not even sure you could do much about it because it's a very reactive vibe, and it's sometimes hard to get ahead of those reactions that we have, right? So just something to be aware of. And as I say that, I get the first house of self out. I also got a song by Ja Rule. I haven't heard this one in a while. Or I think it's Ja Rule. I'm not sure. He says, or maybe it's a song he does with J-Lo. I'm real. I'm real. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move. But I'm real. So it's certainly that song or artist could resonate with you, but to me, it's never really so much about the song, although you may hear that song on the radio, or it might literally come into your existence over the next few weeks, but mostly it's about the lyrics, because I'm real is what she's saying in the song, and he's saying the way you walk, the way you talk, it's just real. It's as real as it gets, Aries. I feel like there's something coming in the energy and it is as real as it gets, or you're being, really, really honest, okay? Which isn't totally unlike you, Aries, but let's get into it and see. Here's the first house of self showing up, which is Aries energy to me, but this is about your outlook, your self-image, your physical body, okay? But it also talks about your life and your philosophies. It's an entry point, right? And what this card is really pointing out more than anything is self-awareness, okay? So sometimes when we get triggered and we have reactions, right? It brings about a bit of a self-awareness that we may not have had before. So thinking okay, you've healed something in you or you've moved past a certain behavior and then all of a sudden you find yourself doing the same reaction that you said you wouldn't do before. Yeah, it happens, right? And we don't usually catch ourselves till after the fact. So it's catching yourself after the fact and becoming self-aware of something that you have yet to truly soothe in the energy, okay? And for some reason, this is coming up to be looked at during this new moon cycle, okay? So as you guys know, we just had a new moon. We're still in that energy. So you may notice that from now until when we go into the full moon, which is around August 22nd or 23rd, I believe. So let's get an angel guidance card here. You've got the card of Judgment, which is talking about the past. So in this deck, I don't know if you can see it. This is talking about the past, Aries. So past triggering events coming up. It's an awakening in those areas of your life. It's a self-awareness type of vibe coming in for you in that specific area of your life. Your emotional reactions and why that is and how you can get in front of it and becoming self-aware of that, right? Because until we're fully aware of what triggers us, we can't truly expand, grow, and mature, right? And sometimes, you know, we run into situations and people, or we connect with people that don't quite jive with us because it's bringing about an awareness of something we need to heal within ourselves, that we're not loving about ourselves or we're not loving about others. But it always starts within, right? So I feel that's kind of like the energy that is coming through here for you, Aries. And yeah, also your intuition is being heightened right now because I have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck and the Numinous. Both are talking about knowing the unknown, getting to know the unknown parts of yourself, the shadow parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that you have yet to have some self-realization around, coming to the forefront, okay? And it could be, like I said, coming out in triggers, but it could also be coming out in the people that you are connecting with. Sometimes we learn lessons not by necessarily us going through it, but in the observation of others or people that we love. So some of you, Aries, if you've done the spiritual growth, you may be noticing, maybe not so much within yourself, but with the people surrounding you, them getting triggered and being observant to that. And maybe even being of help to that person to help them do some self-actualization. But tread carefully there, okay? Not unless someone's ready to hear that will they be open to it, right? So let's keep this about you for now, but that's just an FYI. So now we're going to go into Aries, the headspace, where your head is at, what is going on in the ego. Then we are going to go into the emotional space, the heart space, what is going on within your emotions. And then we're going to look at it from the higher perspective, your soul's perspective, and what you can expect moving forward. Okay? So let me get a few cards for Aries headspace. What does Aries need to know about that? Oh, goodness. Well, here you are, the Emperor, the Five of Wands, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups. Wow. So, look at this depiction, right? In this deck, the Five of Wands is like a Medusa-looking type of image. It's really interesting. It's not the nicest type of energy, okay? Paired with the Emperor, which is Aries energy. So it's like, in your mind, don't create conflict where there doesn't need to be conflict, Aries, because some of you are in this possible like triggered type of energy or conflict-ridden energy where you're just feeling a little bit frustrated, or maybe it catches you out of the blue, but it's like there is some small part in the collective Aries energy that's kind of wanting a little bit of drama or a little bit of trouble, and you may be consciously aware of this or you may not be. Some of you, it's just pouring out of you in that of like getting overstressed or overburdened and then getting frustrated and taking it out on yourself or possibly the people in your surroundings. But it's really calling you to get control of the way you're thinking about things, Aries. And to come at it from a different angle and look at your past triggers so that they don't have the ability to disempower you as you go into the future energy. On the other side of this, Aries, there's this desire here, right, to feel like yourself, feel confident, feel self-assured, in charge. But it's like an emotional type of vibe going on. Some of you, you're going back and forth between some creative pursuits and also maybe where your heart is at, where your emotions are at. Some of you might also have conflicting thoughts about a few different people in your life, two people in particular. Okay, you might be having two very specific people on your mind right now and then having conflicting, intertwining thoughts in regards to that situation, Aries. I feel like if that's the case, one of these people is very forthright, blunt, fiery. They may or may not be a fire sign. And the other one is a little bit more emotionally mature, a little bit more easygoing, and a little bit more balanced, I want to say, at least during this time frame, okay? So some of you are having like an inner battle with trying to somehow intertwine these two energies. And if it's not two people that you're dealing with during this time frame, then this is two parts of yourself trying to temper the more emotional side of you, the side of you that it can be very chill and relaxed and maybe easy to get along with. And then there's this other side of you that's a bit temperamental, a little bit pushy. Okay, I wasn't going to say that, take it or leave it, but that's the word they gave me. A little pushy. And now they're giving me a song. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Ooh, let's think about the lyrics to that song. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. That's a great song, by the way. Maybe check that out. I feel like some of you, just in hearing that, you're like, I can get what I want. And there's like this very pushy energy, and the universe saying, not that it's withholding anything from you or not wanting you to get what you want, but it's like sometimes the things you think you want aren't in your highest good, so instead you get what you need. You know what I'm saying? So life is a funny way of doing that sometimes, of altering outcomes, or you get to the solution, but it's not at all how you thought you were going to get there, you know? So I feel a little bit of that going on. Let's look at emotions. Where are you at emotionally, Aries? What's in Aries' heart space and their emotional space? Four of Cups, Three of Cups. Oh, wow. I did not mean to get this many cards. Okay. Four of Cups, Three of Discs, Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. I have to move my cards up. King of Discs. You have a lot of masculine energy here. Now, some of you, you're a masculine Aries. That makes complete sense. Others of you, for my feminine Aries, you might just be exuding a lot more of the masculine traits of an Aries. Or you might be dealing with more than one masculine. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I saw two different people here, but it's like this, Aries. Either way, emotionally speaking, here's that. There's that song again. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. And I just feel like there's some part of you that just does not want to accept less than what you feel you deserve. And the universe is saying, never accept. You're not being asked to accept less than you deserve. You're being asked to open your mind to the fact that you might be deserving of more than what you're asking for, you know. Sometimes the universe doesn't bring us things in the timing or in the way that we want, not because it is a punishment or we're being denied, but because there is something bigger and better that would be in your highest good that will get you there. And that's going to require a little bit of trust, a little bit of faith, Aries, all right? Because I feel like in your heart space, you kind of know this, and you might be also really craving this more of like a cooperative type of energy in your environment. But then it's like you get all in your head, you know, or old pain starts to resurface here with the Five of Swords. And it skews your perception. And then you start to think, well, maybe I should walk away from the desire to have cooperation here, because maybe you're starting to feel, okay, well, I'm not going to get what I want out of that situation, right? And the universe is saying, probably not, but you're still going to get what you need. And it's going to feel at first like you're being denied of something, but if you just give a little bit of faith to divine timing, you will see that it was indeed what you wanted. Sometimes we ask for things, and every thought you think is heard and attended to by the universe, by your spirit, by your soul. Okay? Sometimes we think we've gone unheard with the things that we're wanting, when in all actuality, it's in the works, but we're getting impatient. And I feel a little bit of impatience going on with you, Aries, and that could be also where the temperamental flares are coming from. emotionally needing to stay grounded and to be practical, also to get in touch with your practical environment and the earth and nature. And if you do any new moon rituals, I would suggest grounding your feet, your bare feet, into the water, the sand, whatever nature you have available to you, and just sitting in a meditation for about 15 minutes would help you to absorb this energy better, okay, for my light workers. But you are a wounded warrior in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, that brings a sense of pride to you, Aries, because you can show people, listen, you may be able to hurt me, but you cannot keep me down. You know, you've got some battle scars here showing up. And this is also where the triggering is coming from. And there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. You should. But when you define yourself as someone who is a warrior, do not be surprised when you call into you conflict and war. And I don't mean that in the literal sense, but I mean it in the energetic sense of, if you're always looking for the next fight, the next challenge, the next battle, don't be surprised when the universe brings it to you, because you get what you ask for. So there is a caution around that. It's like the universe wanting you to stand strong and knowing that you are strong, but to leave the story out of it, or to not define yourself by it, you know? Yes. So let's go into, where are we at on time here? The spiritual picture and most likely future outcomes for you, Aries. Seven of Discs, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Man, there is so much fire in this reading. Like, that was like the first thing that came out of my mind, right, when I started the recording was, you know, I get that you're a fire sign, but the energy feels fiery. And then I've got all this fire energy out here. So, in the bigger spiritual picture and where this is headed, it's like, I almost feel like you're kind of in this Phoenix energy. Now, some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio in your chart, where it's almost like, sorry, I heard, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. This is Metallica, I think. There's that desire again. There's that one. You have a desire that is burning a hole through your soul, which is an impossibility, but they wanted to give, I'm giving you that as a strong reference, because I feel like that could almost feel what it feels like, you know. Is there's just a strong desire here to see things come to fruition, because you have waited, because you have put the time and energy in, and you know that you've done the work. And I feel like a lot of you feel like, okay, well, I'm okay with walking away from something, but then kind of looking for the next challenge. And in the looking for the next challenge, you somewhat bring up the past and old past triggers, and then you get more of the same. So this is saying, this is so funny. I said, go outside, ground yourself, clear your mind. And they gave me the Seven of Pentacles. This lady is outside, literally gardening. And someone's sitting outside in a meditation, the Four of Swords. There's something here about the evolution. And then I got emancipation. The word evolution and emancipation. Okay, take it or leave it. But I just feel like there's an evolution going on, an emancipation, right? A separating of self from something or someone or a connection that had you bound. Freeing yourself from that energy, Aries. Because here you land in the Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female, which is the much higher vibrating form of Aries. So you kind of start off in the masculine energy, and then it goes into feminine energy. I don't care if you're a male or a female. So it's starting off kind of behaving more like a masculine Aries, whether you're male or female, and then the energy softening after you get triggered in the energy. And there's some sort of self-awareness that comes in, then there's like a softening here. And then the feminine energy presenting itself again. So, I almost feel like whatever the triggering moment or event is, no matter how small or big it is literally happening so that you can get in touch with the more feminine areas of your soul, of your heart. So that whatever you've been working on that you've earned can come in with ease. I heard you shall rise again. Well, hallelujah to that. Now, let's get some guidance. Well, hallelujah to that and amen. All right, some guidance for my Aries friends. Compromise. Some of you don't want to compromise. Again, Spirit is saying we're not asking you to compromise. We're just asking you to be patient. And then going with the flow. Going with the flow. I think that's going to be a lot easier once this energy moves out. I think it might catch you off guard because you may feel like, some of you feel like, okay, I am going with the flow. What are you talking about? And then, you know, all of a sudden you just like snap on someone, or like I said, you stub your toe and you start cussing like crazy, or, you know, I don't want to put all these different examples out there, but you get what I mean. And it's like, well, then that reaction comes. You don't even have time to think about it till it's out and it's done. Whether that be towards a person or towards yourself. And yeah, stopping and having some self-awareness, and then the flow comes in. So interesting. So let's get an overall guidance card then for you. This says believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So also, I think the self-awareness is going to have you questioning or looking at or changing some very powerful beliefs that you have about yourself, Aries. Wow, powerful reading. I am loving this for you. Definitely let me know how this resonated. For those of you who love the you versus them, that will be out next round. Don't worry, but I'm going to leave the spiritual reading here for now. The zodiac signs I'm seeing that are sticking out to me is Aries. Lots of Aries energy here. I really don't have any major arcana other than Aries and Aquarius and Libra. And I felt Scorpio. I have the Phoenix here. Those all could be in your birth chart. You could be dealing with any of those. Take it or leave it. It's just energy. It's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do go live there as well. Tarot Time with Dana. Link down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so in the About section by clicking on the donation link there. Otherwise, I am wishing you the very best, Aries, and until next time, my friends, namaste.